Hi, Jeremy Layport, StrongFirst senior instructor. Today I want to talk to you about the walkout and the squat. Last session we went over the wedge, and we're going to briefly discuss that again. Wedging is getting into the bar. So really trying to become one with the bar, and getting it into kind of that groove that you want to fit, whether it's a high bar or a low bar. Okay.
Into the. All right.
So once we've talked about the wedge, let's talk about foot placement. You want your feet, if you're going to stand up with the bar, directly underneath the hips. A lot of times in training, you'll see guys kind of do one of these. Depending upon where they have the rack height set, they'll do all kinds of funky things. People have to get up on their tiptoes. You're not strong. You don't have a strong base of support. Mark Rifkin, I think, said it best. It's all easy till it's heavy. And when it's heavy, you can't pull this type of mumbo jumbo out. So you need to make sure you've got your feet directly underneath your hips. We're nice and wedged. The next thing we want to talk about, that initial breath. Okay. Once again, this is kind of a mini squat. So you need to suck in as much air as you possibly can. Get tight and pressurize your abdomen as much as you possibly can. So when we stand up, we're essentially locking out, we're doing a squat. After that, it's a step out, okay? We want small, methodical, robotic-like steps. Okay? Once we get out, we don't want to be too far away from the rack, okay? If you get too far away from your rack, whether it's training and you don't have side rails, spotting, if a spotter needs to spot me, they need to get me back into the rack relatively quickly. The further away I am from the rack, I'm wasting mechanical energy, okay? Just getting out that far, and then B, it's gonna be harder for them to get me back into the rack nice and safe. Once I'm out there, as we said, you set your feet up. Essentially, as you step out, those methodical steps, you should be gaining slightly wider base and getting into your squat stance. We want minimal foot adjustment when you get out into there, so we're not taking these massive steps to get reestablished. As you step out, okay, small foot adjustments, what you need to do, lightly glance down if you need to, okay, and then we should be ready to go. The last thing before we get to that descent, you need to repressurize and you need to top the tank back off again, okay? So one more initial breath, and you're ready to go.
Come on, Jeremy, you got this.